Oh, we're really on here, aren't we? Oh, that's fantastic. All right, let's make sure. We in here? We in here? Cool. We in here? Awesome. Fantastic. What's up, my people? I'm Tayler. Tayler Ayers. I don't know why I say my first and last name. It sounds like I said James Bond. Anyways, yeah, I'm Tayler. I'm 26 years old. It sounds like an interview. Wow, I blanked. I'm Fiverr's undergrad, so I graduated last May, and I'm currently doing a creative business leadership program, a grad school program at SCAD, and I'm about to wrap that up. So, what is it, about 8 o'clock, 8:01 almost? The format, the layout, the format, what I'm thinking is I'm going to do 2 paintings. So, I'm going to do one with white paint on a black canvas, and then one with black paint or black ink, whatever you have. It's super simple, on a white canvas. And this one is going to be the text-based one. So I'll show you guys, kind of my process behind like how I decide to lay out my words and how I decide to, lay stuff down. And then this one will be one of those like thick, heavy black line meditation paintings. So, let's see. I say let's just hop into this. For those following at home, you can use any color you want. I only work in black and white. You can use whatever materials you have out there, pens, ink, watercolor pen, Sharpie. You got a can of spray paint, that works too. So basically this is for one of my friends named Sarah, actually, and I will be showing you guys how I get into it, and this is a commission. So Sarah, if you're watching, this is for you. If you're not, that's cool too. But alright, here we go. So, the most important part. I'm going to be answering questions in between, so whatever questions there are, feel free to ask them. I'll answer them to the best of my ability, and then I'll answer them at the end as well. So let's go ahead and get into this. So, I've always kind of found, that is not one stick. I've always kind of found or realized that, let's get into this. I read this really great graphic design book, years ago. It was actually given to me by a fellow SCAD friend who we both graduated together. She was a graphic design major. And I read this book, and basically it talked about the importance, let's bring that down a little bit, the importance and versatility of text in the context of art. So there's this kind of interesting thing that kind of takes place with with text as it's used in art, specifically fine art, where something visually happens where text becomes a graphic element. So it becomes red, not red as in the color, but READ. I think I spelled that right. Yeah, red and perceived like a graphic. So not only are you reading the image, whether it could say the cat is brown or the dog is red or the sky is blue. So you're reading the image or you're reading the words, but your brain's also registering the text as a graphic, almost as, and that changed my mind on everything, So basically, that really shaped the way that I, one, communicated with myself, and two, actually 3 reasons. One, the way I communicated with myself, and then 2, what my art would say, and then 3, how the art that I was creating was communicating with the viewer. So this little piece right here is actually just like a fun little commission for a friend who graduated this year. Her name is Sarah, and she wanted to get some art done. So yeah, this is like, I try to just make stuff like super personal. So this is actually gonna say hello, goodbye. So like with this stuff, I try to keep a flow to it. Sometimes people will ask me like, do you like map out these text ones? And I'm like, no, I like, that's the funny part. I don't really map out anything that I'm doing. One, because I work super fast. I don't really like mapping out stuff. I don't really like sitting there and having a blueprint. I have like a hello, good. I have like an idea of what I want to do, and then the rest of it is kind of just me I just kind of stop thinking. I just, I just make. I just create. Like I kind of get out of my head, which I feel like stops a lot of creatives. So, and I like to apply a little bit heavier. Hello, good. Honestly, would not be past me to make a typo with, I don't know how many people are watching. That's okay. But you know what? Also, a fun part about working in black and white, once it's dry, if I make a mistake, I can like wipe the part out, or I can wait till it dries and I can just black it out. Yeah, so man, not gonna lie, I was like super nervous for this, but I feel pretty comfortable doing this. So yeah, let's see, I want to get some in here. Something kind of interesting that I kind of took note of like earlier when I was making stuff like with earlier paintings. I kind of like to show everything that I do. I'm not really into this whole fine art, like, oh, you can't talk to me, like, I'll never let you know my trade secrets. Like, guys, you can buy all the stuff that I make to use my art on Amazon, Home Depot, your local supply store. Like, it's accessible, like my point is, I really think it's important to make, even if the art isn't as accessible, I think it's important to show the process and the behind the scenes and the materialities of things. I don't know if I use that word correctly, or if the materials of things. And, it's interesting because, like, obviously, for guys, you can see, so it's interesting because, like, you can see wherever my paint comes from. So, like, if you kind of look here, like on the edges and whatnot, you can see that the paint came from this area. So if I'm like doing a commission the commission, it's interesting. Like you can almost know exactly the placement of where the paint was in relation to the canvas. So, like I said, it's for my friend Sarah, who's doing grad program in San Francisco, and this is for her wall. So, it's like kind of more back onto like the art side of things. What I really love to do, I used to write a bit more legible. I mean, yeah, you could probably read this. I used to kind of have a bit more emphasis on legibility, but I really kind of stopped that, and I realized that as long as I get the message down and get the see, I love that, those little things right there, like those little I don't know how, maybe you can see it, but like those little things right there where they like slide across. I love that. I love that stuff. Anyways, yeah, but basically I like to make it, how do I say this, there's two things I want to do with a text piece painting, whether it's white on black or black on white. There's two things I really want to accomplish. One, obviously, like, if you're like, oh, I want this quote, you're going to get that quote, like, of course. But the two main things I really take care of, or I shoot for, is that I think oftentimes with text paintings, you can be like, oh, okay, I read that, next one. Okay, I read that, next one. It's like, yes, there's text on my pieces, on this text on my on the canvas, but the letters are they're so close and in proximity that I want you to have to stay there and read the entire thing. So I'm really just like obsessed, like as a creative, but also as a person in general. I'm really obsessed with this idea of like stillness and like being incredibly present. So I'm forcing you to slow down, you know, and I'm forcing you to take the time to read it. And yeah, that's really the long and short of it, you know. So I really put a lot of emphasis on that. You know what? I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this, people. I think I'm done. Hello, goodbye. Did I make any typos? Did I? No, I did not. I did not. So, also, don't forget, if you're making stuff with this alongside with me, at the end of this video, post it. Tag me, tag my Instagram. I mean, of course that's me, that is my Instagram. Tag me, tag the SCAD account. I'd really love to see. I'd really love to see whatever you made it with. Color, black and white, whatever your idea of canvas was. I'd love to see it. If you'd like to support my work, since I am a self-employed artist, I have pinned my website and I have a couple things for sale. Everything from stickers to some small paintings. So yeah, there's multiple ways to support. Or if you just want to kick back, you know, relax, sip on your matcha, come hang with the boy for a quick 30, then let's vibe. Anyways. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, big mood. All right, cool. All right, no, it's not done yet. All right. I need somewhere. I don't have anywhere to put this. I'll put it right here. So, here we go. It says hello, goodbye. Sarah, this is for you. Thank you. So at this time, I'm gonna put this to dry. And then if you need a second, take a second. And then I will move on to this black and white painting, which would be the meditation painting. I'm gonna answer some questions, by the way. Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, wow, there's so many questions in here. Okay, let's see here. We ready for this? I'm gonna switch this around. Please don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up. Cool, hello. Right. Yeah, music, philosophy is a big thing. Everyday life. I mean, I kind of joke about it because I almost think I'm like a cheapskate because I like all the stuff that like maybe like you would go through and that I would go through. I just write about. You know, I realize there's so much content around this, so I'm always trying to use that to my advantage. Why stick to only black and Hello Goodbye, like the band or the Beatles song? Beatles song actually didn't even register to me, and I'm a diehard Beatles fan. Why stick to only black and white? So my thing is, I think sometimes with a lot of art, I think the lack of content can be substituted or kind of covered up by a lot of excess unnecessary color. So with my only using black and white, only using black and white, then I'm literally forcing you to man, super bright, literally forcing you to use like only focus on the content of the work. So yeah, what mat you painting on? This is an Art Alternatives like cutting board. The angle of the location of the paint. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Madkins. Yep, sounds about right. You can't really decipher it, but it's kind of the point. What does it say? Taped to my ceiling. This. All right, you ready? Let's see here. Okay, so these are things that I have on my walls. Is it 100% Tayler? I always ask myself that with everything I do, because if it's not 100% me, I can't make it, and Lord knows I can't sell it. I have like a big goal. I have what you call hoop dreams. So like check that box when I get it. These are the only 3 things that actually matter to me. These are what I consider the real luxuries. So your health, love, and time. Something that I tell myself because I deal with anxiety a lot. And that is, relax, Tayler, you'll make it through this. I mean, it's literally right there too. Breathe. Something that hello from Guatemala. Hello. What is your advice? What is my advice to him? What is my advice to him? What is my advice to your 12-year-old son? Get curious about everything. Do not limit your creativity. And spend a lot of time working on your craft. Yeah. And have fun. A lot of this stuff I wouldn't be doing if it wasn't fun. And that's how we get to that guy. Am I having fun? It's what I'm asking. Hello from San Antonio, Texas. It's what I'm asking. I'm always trying to figure that one out. So breathe. I always try to focus on that. Always want to focus on that. And it's a good way for me to kind of slow my heart rate down and whatnot. Is it authentic? I'm always asking myself this question. It's got to be real. It's got to be honest. Is this helping me or hurting me? And it's something that I really, I ask myself this, like, is this situation feeding me? Is this situation hurting me? And if it doesn't do that, if it doesn't feed me, I can't really be involved with it. Don't know if I'm good enough for SCAD? Lose. Go for it. All right, cool. So, let's get back to this. Oh, watch me end this live thing on accident. Oh, sweet. There we go. Have an artist block. Quick. What do you do? Go outside. I realized that expecting the same thing over and over again, or doing the same thing expecting over and over again, is the definition of insanity. Go outside. Realize that your design, no one's art, no one's design is rocket science. Go outside, get out of your head, and then come back to it. All right, guys. Lulu, my homie. So I'm going to go to one of these meditation paintings that I work on. I may or may not finish this one. That doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. This is process. All right. Boom. I got a paint here. You already know the vibes. Smack that guy down. What we're going to do. So these meditation paintings I started in December of this year. And I started in December, and I started these as a result of a lot of changes that were going on in my life, and I wanted to put an emphasis on slowing down and actually like creating this very calming yet jarring effect. And so you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Start anywhere. It doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant. But I'll kind of get going. So yeah, like I said, these paintings, I use them they're really good for meditation. And let me make sure I'm lined up here. Cool. Oh, yeah. We're in here. Cool. Yes, peep the backdrop paint. That's amazing. I love this. I had the homies there sent me some. All right. So I like to pull these long lines And actually, as you guys can see, I have a lot of tattoos. And a lot of what, like a common terminology for line work with tattooing is pulling lines. And that's something that oftentimes people can kind of gauge the quality or the skill of the tattoo artist. And I think that coincides with fine art and line work stuff. You know, it's really easy, at least for me, I've found, to be like super expressive and just do all these crazy lines and whatnot. But what I've found is that a skill for me, and a skill that I've learned to really, really respect, are people who can slow down, pull out these kind of technical aspects of creating, like really, really flex their technical skills and kind of how slow and focused they are. I'm really inspired by that. You know, I'm a chaotic person naturally. My brain goes at 1,000,000 miles an hour starting from about 6 a.m. until about 11 o'clock. So anything I can do to slow me down, I'm always down for it. So yeah, you know, I don't know if I'll finish this. That's okay. I'm not really too concerned. I just really want to kind of show you the behind the scenes. Like, really just want to show you how these are done. Yeah. So it's actually funny. I'm actually usually never talking when I'm making these. So this is the first for me. That's okay. Yeah. So there's that. Maybe I'll finish this. I don't know. That's okay either way. You know, also something that I think is super important. With being an artist, what I found, yeah, technical stuff is important. You know, the physical, like, studio time is important. You know, learning about other artists, that's important. Learning about art, that's important. Making art, that's important. But you know, it's really the most important thing that I really think separates a lot of creatives and a lot of creatives in general. Designers, designers, artists, dancers, musicians, whatever your creative expression is. What I found that really separates a lot of people is they know the why behind the what that they're doing. They know what their art stands for. But also, more importantly, they know why they're doing this. They know why they get up. And they understand their story. They understand their narrative. And having a strong idea of your story, strong idea of your truth, that's the content. That's what you get people with. That's what you touch hearts with. That's what you do. You know, like, art's cool. Like, yeah, I mean, art's cool. I'm an artist. But what's really cool is learning why someone does something. Learning why someone cares about, what they care about, what don't they care about, what keeps them up at night. And that's what I found. That's what I really found that drives me. You know, I'm just a curious guy. I'm just like super curious about stuff, and you know, I'm always trying to figure out what's the next vehicle of choice for my message. Is it a tattoo design? Cool. Is it graffiti? Cool. Is it a 8.5 by 11 painting? Making it on an Instagram Live? Maybe. But it's important to figure out your why as a person, but also as a creative. You know, iron your narrative out. Yes, work on the technical stuff, but figure out why you did. Like, when someone asks you, like, why did you do that? You know, and like, you can try to be edgy and be like, because I felt like it. But you reach a certain point in life where that's just not really as good of a justification anymore. And especially as a creative, you got to be able to stand up behind your work. What's the novel behind your work? What's your idea? What's your 30-page document in 10 words or less? Honestly, guys, I'm kind of surprised that I finished this. Like low key, maybe high key. This might be your boy's best painting of this size. This thing is tiny. Look at this. Look at this. Who would have thought? Look at us. Look at that. Look at that. Can we talk about that for a second? Look at that. Splash. Now you know how my ice be. Alright, cool. Look at, bro, that just looks good. I bet yours looks better. Or maybe it does look better. I don't know. But it's yours, and that's important. And this is mine. It's kind of trippy, right? It's weird. But yeah, I'm going to answer some of the questions. So yeah, that's my thing. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to answer some of these questions now. I'm going to flip this guy around. All right, cool. Hello? Have I done any tattoos? Oh, ho, ho, yes. Man, let's see here. I'll even show you. I got a couple minutes left. So, sorry, I'm not trying to make any motion sickness. Yeah, I did a lot of these, actually. I did a lot. Man, what am I doing? See what else. I got a bunch of stuff on here I've done a handful of things. So yeah, I've done a lot of my tattoos. Where's some artists I'm into lately? A guy named Reginald. It's actually interesting. I actually don't really look at a lot of art intentionally, solely so I can make stuff that's only inspired like by myself and by my own perspectives. But artists that I'm always going back to, a guy named Reginald Sylvester. I think he's out of Brooklyn. I think he's fantastic. I love Cause, aka Brian Donnelly. Love Shepherd Ferry. There's a guy named Father Steve out of New York who I really enjoy his work. A girl named Juliana by Julu. I think her color application is fantastic. Yeah. What's my why? My why is that I don't really see a lot of work that I feel like represents me. Not even as a person of color, but just as my creative vision, you know, and my work stands for honesty. It's just honest, man. Like, my why is that I don't see a lot of honesty anymore. I see a lot of stuff where people end up not being who they set out to be, or who they want to be, or who they are online is different from who they are in real life. And that's just not my thing. Like, how I'm talking to you right now is how I'd be talking to you if we were about to go get lunch. So, like, my why is because I don't see a lot of honesty in the world, and I want my work to represent that. It is what it is. I'm not trying to trick you. You either like it or you don't. SCAD tennis, you know the vibes. I didn't have a portfolio for scholarship. Any advice? Diversity of work. Just show a lot of diversity. I mean, I wrote a paper for my job. Job, LOL. I wrote a paper for my application. So it really kind of depends. SCAD scholarships. Scholarships help a lot. There's stuff out there. So scholarships are really major key. Yeah. So yeah, one question. What's up? We got like, I I think I literally have a minute left. I'll answer it. Let me get it. And I don't know what to paint. Any advice? Take your favorite inanimate object or obvious object and create what you see, not what's there. There's a big difference. I feel like a lot of people get messed up. Paint what you see, how you see it, with the colors and shading that you see, not what's there. Paint what you see up here. Savannah campus. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't have the other thing down here. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing this. Like you said, if you want to follow me, you can check out my Instagram, Tayler.Ayers, and you can check out my website. And you can, yes, goes to the Savannah campus. Thank you. I don't know if I said that. My bad. Sorry. But yeah, feel free to hit me up. Share what you posted. Yeah, you're welcome, Cammy. Share what you posted. I'd love to see it. Thank you, and I will do. Okay, bye, guys. You're welcome.